Hi, everyone, and welcome. Today, we're doing a deep dive into something quite difficult, the events on Water Street during the Liverpool FC Victory Parade. That was May 26th, 2025.
Yes, a day that should have been purely celebratory. Our aim today is really to piece together what happened, look at the immediate aftermath, and understand those initial reactions.
Exactly. And to do that, we've looked at quite a range of sources. We've got news reports, Sky News, New York Post, The Guardian, The Sun, Daily Beast, Times of India.
Right. And also information from Wikipedia, official statements released by ITVX and Merseyside Police, and even a social media reaction from LeBron James.
And guiding us through all this is James Carter. He's a senior correspondent at Westferry Times and has been tracking this story very closely. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me. It's an important story to cover carefully. And thank you all for watching Westferry Times.
Okay, let's start with the basic facts. What exactly happened on Water Street? Can you lay that out for us?
Sure. So it was around 6:00 p.m. British summertime on that Monday, May 26th. A gray Ford Galaxy, driven by a 53-year-old man, entered a crowd of Liverpool fans.
Right in the middle of the parade road on Water Street.
Precisely. The area was packed, obviously, with people celebrating.
And were there any contributing factors? Anything happening just before the car entered the crowd?
Well, some early reports, and this is key, mention an argument, apparently between the driver and some pedestrians right before the incident.
An argument.
Okay.
Details are probably still part of the investigation, I assume.
Exactly. It's unclear what it was about, but it seems to be part of the sequence leading up to the vehicle moving into the fans.
And the immediate result, the human cost.
It was significant. Emergency services treated 47 people right there at the scene.
47. Wow.
Yeah, and of those, 27 needed to go to hospital. That included 4 children.
4 kids. That's just terrible. Any word on the severity beyond hospitalization?
Yes, we know that 2 people sustained serious injuries,
Mhm.
so a really serious impact.
And the driver, what happened with him?
He was apprehended,
Mm.
basically right there at the scene by Merseyside Police. He's been described as a white British man, 53, from Liverpool.
Arrested in connection with it.
Yes. And importantly, the police did state fairly quickly that they are not treating this as a terrorism incident.
Okay, not terrorism. So the thinking is more isolated.
That's the initial assessment, yes.
Mm.
An isolated event, but they stress the investigation is ongoing to understand the full picture.
It's hard to imagine being there. What are the people who saw it saying? The eyewitness accounts.
They paint a really chaotic and frankly harrowing picture. And there are slightly conflicting views, as you might expect.
Okay, like what?
Well, one account described people banging on the car windows,
Mhm.
and this witness felt the driver looked panicked
Panicked.
and then accelerated into the crowd, sort of suggesting maybe a reaction to the commotion.
But you said conflicting accounts.
Yes, another witness account suggested something uh, more deliberate. This person claimed they saw the driver intentionally steer towards the fans.
Intentionally, even with people trying to stop him.
That's what this account suggests, yes.
Yeah.
That bystanders were actually trying to intervene, trying to stop the car physically, but it kept going into the crowd.
Wow. So very different perceptions of what happened in those moments really highlights why the investigation is so crucial.
Absolutely. The shock and confusion must have been immense.
Amid all that chaos, though, it sounds like the emergency response was pretty quick.
Very much so. Reports widely praise how fast they reacted. The Northwest Ambulance Service, they were there almost immediately.
Treating people on site.
Yes, providing that critical immediate care and then organizing transport to hospitals for those more seriously hurt. Their speed was vital, no doubt.
And the fire service played a role, too, I understand.
They certainly did. Merseyside Fire and Rescue had the incredibly difficult job of freeing 4 people who were actually trapped underneath the Ford Galaxy.
Under the vehicle, good heavens.
Yeah, it really brings home the potential severity, doesn't it? If they hadn't acted so fast, the outcome could have been even worse.
Definitely. In the aftermath of something like this, the public reaction, statements from officials, they become quite significant. What did we hear initially?
There was an immediate wave of shock and sympathy, really. The Prime Minister, Keir Starmer, he called the events appalling.
Appalling, right?
And he sent a message of solidarity to everyone affected. You know, that national acknowledgement is important at times like these.
And Liverpool FC itself, they must have been devastated.
Oh, absolutely. The club issued a statement very quickly. They expressed their deepest sympathies, offered thoughts and prayers to the victims, the families, everyone impacted.
Showing that support from the heart of the community.
Exactly. That solidarity is so important.
And it wasn't just UK figures, was it? I think I saw LeBron James commented.
That's right. LeBron James, who, as you know, has a minority stake in the club, he posted on social media expressing his shock and sending condolences.
It shows that global reach, doesn't it? How events like this affect the wider club family.
It really does. It resonated internationally.
Now, even though the police said early on it seems isolated, not terrorism, an incident like this inevitably makes you think about safety at big public events, right?
Absolutely.
Bye-bye.
There throws a harsh spotlight on it. Regardless of the motive here, it just underlines the huge challenge and the absolute necessity of really robust safety measures for any large gathering.
Because when you have that many people, there are inherent risks.
Exactly. And this event just drives that point home.
So even if it wasn't a planned attack in a wider sense, it still raises questions about the procedures in place. Crowd control, emergency readiness.
Precisely. You start asking about, well, how effective are the crowd control strategies? How prepared are services for this kind of incident? And, maybe critically here, what about vehicle access?
Right. Vehicle access in pedestrian zones during massive events like a parade. That seems key.
It does. It forces a re-examination of those protocols. How do you manage that risk?
So it seems almost certain that authorities will be taking a hard look at their safety plans after this.
You'd have to assume so. I mean, no system is ever going to be absolutely foolproof. We know that. But an event like this, it demands a thorough review. You look for weaknesses. You look for ways to make things safer, to mitigate those risks going forward.
Well, thank you for walking us through this. It's obviously a very upsetting event, and your insights into these initial reports are really valuable.
It's a tragedy, and it's vital we discuss it based on the facts as we currently understand them, while being sensitive to everyone affected.
Absolutely. And to you, our listener, our thoughts are truly with the victims, with their families, and with everyone caught up in this during what is undoubtedly a very, very difficult time. We will keep following the story here on The Deep Dive.
Yes, and we'll provide updates as more significant information comes to light.
Please do stay safe out there.
And thank you for joining us for this deep dive. For more analysis and continued coverage, please do subscribe to Westferry Times.
Thank you for listening.